Hello, hello, my loves. Welcome. We're going to be doing one of my most favorite topics for tarot and oracle videos, which is showing you guys my mermaid and ocean deck collection. This is probably one of my most favorite collection of decks that I own. I usually start to get into the mermaid vibes around June. It's usually about June. The weather starts to warm up and I start getting into the feel of wanting to read mermaid books and wanting to just pull out the decks and be in this essence of the water for a couple of months. Usually it's the entire summer season. So this video, we're going to be going through all of my decks. I'm going to show you up close look at the cards, talk to you a little bit about why I like the deck, what types of readings I feel like that deck is really good for. And yeah, we're just gonna dive right in. So if you are interested to see my mermaid and ocean deck collection, please keep watching. So before we begin, I want to show you guys the book that has really sparked my mermaid desire to be in the essence of this mermaid season. And that is the book The Mermaid of Black Conch. So this book, oh my gosh, it is so good. This book is pretty much about a man's experience with coming face to face with a mermaid and pretty much the townspeople or they're kind of like out of towners are fishing and actually catch the mermaid. And so they catch the mermaid, but the man sees her and pretty much rescues her, and the whole story is just his connection with her, pretty much how they evolve into what I'm assuming is going to be a romantic connection. It seems like that's kind of where it's headed. But it's also the growth of the mermaid herself. So it's really good. I'm like halfway through. And I just wanted to share that because this book is pretty much what inspired me to start pulling out the mermaid deck. So let's get into the cards. I do have a pile of strictly the mermaid decks, so I think we'll do that first, and then we'll go into the ocean themed decks after. So first we're going to be going into the mermaid decks. So first we have the Mermaid and Dolphins and Magical Creatures of the Sea. This is an oracle deck. And it brings in the elements of mermaids. You have whales, you have dolphins, you kind of have a whole mix of just about everything. After working with her a little bit and bringing her into some of my love readings, I feel like she's really good with love readings. I've learned to appreciate her a little bit more. So it took me a little bit to warm up to her, but I think now we have a pretty decent relationship. This is the Oracle of Mermaids. I do not have the box. I do not have the guidebook. So I do keep it in this really cute mermaid deck bag, but unfortunately I don't have the guidebook. So this deck is well loved. I use her every year. And I went ahead and modded the edges. I pretty much cut the edges off because the cards were really big. But this is Oracle of Mermaids. She's a really intuitive deck. I find that she's just Such a treat to work with. I love her for readings, love readings. I love her for soulful, spiritual readings. She's pretty much one of those decks that will do a lot of different types of questions, and you just get a lot of intuitive messages from the blurbs on the cards, but also just what you feel based off of looking at the artwork. And the artwork is absolutely gorgeous. So let's have a deeper look. My next deck I also keep in a bag. So I love this bag. It's so beautiful. So in here I have an Etsy deck. So this is one that I bought off of Etsy. It is one of those indie decks. It was just randomly created. So this is called Depths of the Sea, the Mystic Moon Oracles. So I believe they create a whole bunch of other cards, a bunch of other decks with different themes. But of course, the mermaid one just called to me. I would say I wouldn't really call this much of a mermaid deck. It does have some mermaids in it, but it is more of an ocean deck. So now that I'm really thinking about it, I probably should have had it in my other pile, but so here are the card backs. Again, I don't have a guidebook. I don't even think the creator created a guidebook for this deck. But it is so eerily intuitive and accurate. I have had the most profound, the most accurate readings with this deck. So I highly recommend if you are into the ocean stuff or you're into mermaids or like all of this watery vibe, this deck, you have to have it in your collection. I will do my best to link the more harder to find decks. So I will do my best to find the shop where I purchased this one. I don't know if it's still available. Like I said, it was an Etsy purchase. But if you can get your hands on it, get it. It's so good. So let's have a deeper look at this guy. The Sea Melodies Enchanting Messages from the Mermaids. This one was a gift, and it was a gift by a lovely, sweet friend. And pretty much they just gifted it to me. She was like, I don't know if you have this already, but I thought, you would like it. It's such a cute little deck. So it's pretty much like a little deck of affirmations. I really love the card backs. You have this super cute little mermaid, and each card will have a theme, or it'll have, like I said, it's kind of like a positive affirmation. But it's kind of one of those that I like to pull at the end of a reading just to kind of tie it all in, get that last message for my client. It's a fun little one that it's, quick and easy just to pull real quick. And you don't have to put much thought into it because you're literally just reading what is on the card. So let's check this one out. Okay, you guys. So this next deck, I have gone back and forth about whether to keep it or not. It is not one that I work with really much at all, but it's one that I just can't get rid of. So that is the Dame Darcy Mermaid Tarot. I don't know if I can't let go of it because it is a mermaid deck or if it's just I still have this connection to it, but for some reason I am not drawn to her as much as I thought I would be. I don't know. This is one of those where I'm on the fence. It's a really cute mermaid tarot. I don't know. I don't know what it is about it. So we will have a look and you guys can see the Dame Darcy Mermaid Tarot. It's really, really sweet. But Yeah, you guys tell me what you think. Do you work with this deck? Do you own it? Do you connect with it? Maybe I just haven't found the right client to work with this one with. Sometimes that happens. So we'll see. This next one is called Messages from the Mermaids. Now, if there was an oracle deck of mermaids that I absolutely love, aside from my Oracle of Mermaids, this one would be the runner up. It is absolutely beautiful. So when you see the artwork, you will know what I'm talking about. It's very like, reminds me of Van Gogh paintings, and Van Gogh is like one of my favorite painters. So I think that that's why I'm so drawn to the art, but it's so sweet and it's so intuitive. So this is Messages from the Mermaids. We will have a look at this one. This deck I feel is really, really good for any kind of question. So love readings, career readings, relationship, partnership readings, future stuff. Like I think this is one of those that I would pull for just about any question. You're going to get a pretty good message. And also just those insightful personal one-on-one readings as well. Though this is a really good one too. So I absolutely love it. And lastly, from my mermaid collection is the Magical Mermaids and Dolphins by Doreen Virtue. But this was literally, you guys, one of my first Oracle decks that I ever purchased. So it's really sweet. It has that memory of just being one of the first Oracles ever in my collection. This deck is a self-care deck. I definitely could see myself using it for money readings or for clients who are asking questions about their career. Like, I guess, I could pull cards for that. But this is more of a deck that I would pull for somebody who is looking to promote self-care or self-love. This is for someone who is looking to heal or to become more connected with themselves. It's really, really good. The artwork is beautiful. So let's have a look and see what this one is all about. Okay, you guys, so now let's have a look at my ocean themed decks. So let's dive in. What's her name? Yana St. Levy. If you've ever looked at her artwork, her digital, she does digital artwork. If you've ever looked at her stuff, you will know it's hers just by how it looks. Just like how you'll see Danielle Noel. I have a deck of hers too. I'm going to show you. When you look at their artwork, you will see a theme, like kind of like their flavor, like their essence, right? So we're going to show you the first one that I got in her collection, which is the Saltwater Spirit Oracle. This deck, you guys, when I first saw it, even just the box completely blows me away. It is absolutely beautiful. Some people will say that it is very, very similar to Danielle Noel's deck, which I'll show hers after. So I do see some kind of like similarities. I don't know if that was done on purpose. I don't know if there was copycat happening on whoever's end, but I appreciate both creators. And I had to have all of them in my collection. So we're going to have a deeper look into this, but I would have to say the Saltwater Spirit Oracle is definitely kind of like an everything oracle, but I do tend to pull this one out for myself. I usually, will pull it out for my own personal one-on-one readings. Usually when I read for myself, it's about my spirit work, my spirituality, my path. That's usually kind of what I read for myself for. So I do tend to gravitate to this deck for more soulful, spiritual topics or questions. But yeah, let's have a look at this gorgeous deck. The other one in her collection is the Age of Aquarius Tarot. So the Age of Aquarius Tarot is really, really beautiful. It's a tarot deck. I definitely use the guidebook with this one. The cards themselves, when you get a closer look, I'll show you, have little blurbs on them so that you can kind of like without having to use the guidebook. So if you're not familiar with tarot, then you can do that. But I do like to look at the guidebook just to see the artist's perspective on why they did that artwork for whatever reason. Some cards, I will say, do not match my own personal opinion of how I would depict that card. The imagery doesn't always match, but it is beautiful. So we'll have a deeper look at that one. Okay, so let's go into Danielle Noel's deck. But Danielle Noel has a very distinct energy to her artwork. Like you will know it's hers when you see it. So she recently, this is her most recent deck that she came out with, is the Ocean Dreams, a Mystic Oracle. You get that whimsical look to the card box, which is very similar to the ones I just showed you guys. So that's why I'm saying, like, was that done on purpose or was there some copycat happening? I understand, like, when one creator is inspired, other people want to follow suit. Everyone's everyone's creations will be their own energy, but it was kind of funny how everything kind of came out around the same time. This has been something I have been wanting in my collection forever. I do have a video where I did a deck unboxing. So if you want a closer, even deeper look, I do go card by card, and it is my first impressions. So I will link that in the description box if you're interested. This Oracle deck is absolutely beautiful. It is sweet. It is gentle. It is soulful. It is spiritual. So this is definitely a deck that I pull for spiritual journey questions or one-on-one, like my own spiritual journey questions. This is, let's go in deep and let's do some real, like, shadow work, deep, soulful insight kind of work. So let's have a dive and see what this one is all about. Salt and Sea Energy. So the Salt and Sea Energy is pretty much one of those decks that I pull for life path questions, purpose questions, sometimes relationship insight, but it's a lot of, to me, focus on the future or focused on like themes of, what's to come in your journey or themes of, how to get back on track kind of questions. So I really like this one. To me, it's very directional when I read with it. But it's definitely a treat, and I'm so glad that I finally gave in and purchased a copy. So let's have a look. Okay, guys, so this is another Amazon purchase that really blew me away. This is called Sea Soul Journeys Oracle Cards. The images are mostly landscapes of the ocean or the beach or the shorelines or the horizons or whatever. It's beautiful. It is so soothing to work with this deck. I don't know if it's just the images or it's just the coloring of the images, but when you're diving into this deck, it's very soothing to the soul. And this is another one of those soul journey, life path. I'm looking for my purpose, self love, self care, even. We will have a look at that and see what you guys think. The Water Alchemy Oracle. This is one of my most recent purchases, and it is an oracle deck all around the theme of water. So you have different types of water spirit, water energy creatures, and themes that come up in this deck. I really, really love the guidebook. This is definitely one of those decks that I would say if you're pulling a card, you're going to want to read the guidebook. You're going to want to kind of dive in a little bit deeper than just what the theme on the card says. You don't really get much out of it. It could be hit or miss. There are some images on here that don't really call to me. I don't know if it's just the artwork itself, but I'm not very attracted to some of the images. But it is still a fun one to work with. And I have used this one in love readings, career readings, and then also like life soulful journey readings as well. So you could kind of pretty much use it for just about anything. The saltwater reading cards. This sweet little deck has been in my collection for a few years. I love the artwork. It's different. I love that it goes into some sea creatures that you don't always see in different animal decks. So I love that too. It's very much a gentle animal guide, animal spirit kind of a deck, especially if you have a client who resonates with the animals of the ocean. I also like it specifically for animal guide readings or just like things surrounding the creatures of the sea. So let's have a look at this beauty. Another animal deck is the unusual animal messages. This one isn't necessarily just ocean animals. There's a bunch of different other animals in there too, but it does have quite a few oceany or like just weird sea creatures that you don't really like, you literally don't see in any of the other animal decks. I just love the energy of having something new in the that comes up in the readings, and I was really happy to see a lot more ocean creatures being, added to the mix of the animal cards. You typically, like when you see an animal deck, you typically see the lion, the leopard, the elephant. And you get maybe like one or two ocean creatures and that's it. But this deck has quite a few, and I really love how they're very unusual. And last but not least, and my most favorite, I would have to say, is the Whispers of the Ocean Oracle. It is so, so good, and the images are beautiful. You have so many whales. It's literally a deck of nothing but ocean creatures. It's amazing for animal guide messages, but it's even better because each card goes in depth about everyday energies that we deal with. So I do find this deck useful for love readings, career readings, future readings, spirit guide readings, even just soulful, the deeper questions, the deeper topics, right? So it's a kind of like a mix of everything that you can use these cards for, and it's so beautiful. So I'm excited to kind of go in a little bit deeper and show you guys this beautiful deck. It is absolutely probably my most favorite aside from my Ocean Dreams. I love that one too much too. So you guys, that concludes my ocean and mermaid decks that I have in my collection. But yeah, when I look at it now, I'm like, wow, my collection is rather small for me being somebody who loves the ocean and loves the Pisces energy. I'm kind of surprised at how I don't have more. If you guys know of a deck that I don't have in my collection that I haven't mentioned that you think I would love to have your opinion. Please put it in the comments below. I would love to see what else is out there, what else I can add to my collection, and hopefully become a favorite. So until my next video, my loves, I will talk to you soon. I hope you are doing well, and we will talk later. Bye, my loves. Bye.